Okay, good morning, class. My name is Sir Harrison. Today we'll be looking at Nigerian Constitution under civic education. We have done this in our previous class, JS1, and in our present class, JS3. But we just want to take a quick revision on it again to bring us all to speed as we prepare for our forthcoming NECO and WAEC examination. Now, under Nigeria's constitution, we're expected to look at the definition of constitution. By the time this topic or lesson is over, we should all be able to define constitution, state the sources of constitution, and also describe the classification of constitution. First of all, what is constitution? A constitution can be defined as a body of agreed laws, rules, principles, and regulations which govern a country. Every country has its constitution. For that of Nigeria, our constitution is a written constitution. It is visible, we can actually reflect back on it, and it contains the laws, the rules of the land, which we as citizens are supposed to abide to. The constitution states how the power governing a country are shared and exercised by various levels, organs, and agencies of governments. The constitution is superior to all the other laws of the land. It is the constitution that enlightens we, the citizens, about our rights and duty and obligation we hold to our country, Nigeria. These constitutions are derived from somewhere, and that takes us to the sources of constitution. One of the sources of constitution is Act of Parliament. Act of Parliament. These are the laws made by the legislative arm of government, like the National Assembly or the State House of Assembly. It helps to govern on how the activity of the government is being run and can become part of the constitution at the end of these laws have been made. We also have the past experience. We also have the past experiences. The historical, political, social, and religious experience of the people are considered while preparing the basic rules and laws that governs the land. Before a constitution will be written, the past experience of the people are to be considered. Their religious and social experience are to be considered as a group before we can talk about writing down the constitution that will govern that group of people. The other source is custom and tradition. Customs and tradition. We all know tradition has to do with social beliefs and ideas of people. Now, when preparing the constitution, it is very, very important we look at the custom and the tradition of a group of people to know how to set up the rules or regulations that will govern them. So these are the norms, social values, beliefs, and ideas of the people, and they are important in the formulation of the words constitution. The third sources of constitution we'll look at is judicial precedents. The judicial precedents, let me complete it. The judicial precedents are the past judgments handed down in the laws courts on important constitutional matters, and they are often form the basics of the Constitution. They should be looked into. Some of these laws or judgments are gathered together to form or to readjust the Constitution to make it suit every citizen of Nigeria. That brings us down to what? Description of what? For us to be able to describe classification of what? Constitution. Constitution is classified as what? 1. Written. 2. Unwritten. 3. Rigid. Then 4. Flexible. These are the classification of constitution. We have the written constitution, unwritten constitution, rigid constitution, and flexible constitution. The first one here is an example of our Nigeria constitution. Our Nigeria constitution is a written constitution because it's a visible document that contains the rules and regulations and laws of the land. The written constitution is referred to a single document in which the fundamental laws, principles, norms, rules, and regulations which govern the country are put down in writing. It is visible. We can actually reflect back to the document for us to confirm one or two arguments that might arise between citizens. For one to know its or rights, you can actually refer back to the Nigerian Constitution, that of 1999. That of 1979 was reviewed and gave birth to that of 1999 Constitution, which is the present Constitution Nigeria make use of to date. The advantage of the written Constitution, which we also know as, can say, the merit of the written Constitution, is it is clear, definite, and easy to refer to when necessary. When the need arises, we can actually reflect to them to get or equip ourselves with the necessary information. Second merit of written constitution is ensure political stability. It is not influenced by individual. We can actually say Mr. A or Mr. B is the person responsible for the making of the written constitution. No. Because it was well considered neither by the House of Assembly or National Assembly to form the written constitution. So it is not influenced by an individual. Another merit of written constitution is it ensures people's rights and liberty. If I'm confused about my rights, I can actually reflect back to the written constitution or our Nigerian national constitution and study them to equip myself with the necessary information I need. But despite the advantage of written constitution, it also has its disadvantages, which you should take note. First of its disadvantage, which is the merits, is written constitution are rigid and not easily adaptable to changing situations. It is rigid. It's not easily adaptable. When the situation of the country is changing, it's difficult to amend. The amendment process takes time. That is one major disadvantage of what? Written constitution. Another is it may outgrow its influence. Just like that of 1979 Constitution outgrew its influence and gave birth to 1999. That of 1999 we are still using to date. As time goes on, most of the rules and laws there might be outgrown. And amending such constitution becomes a problem because its process is not easy. That is major disadvantage of the merit of what? Written constitution. Now let's look at unwritten constitution. One country that makes use of the unwritten constitution is Britain. Britain. An unwritten constitution is one in which the fundamental laws, principles, customs, rules, and regulations which govern a country are not written down in a single document. It is nowhere to be found. It's not in any document where we can actually reflect to, but the constitution is there. That makes it unwritten, and that is what the great till date practice. This constitution is flexible because it's not written. It can be tampered with, it can be reviewed at any time. It has no issue when it comes to amending. But it also has its demerits. Let's start with the merits of the unwritten constitution. One of the merits of unwritten constitution is it is easy to interpret because of its unwritten nature. You can easily interpret it because of its unwritten nature. Two is that it is easy to amend. It can be reviewed at any given time. While the major disadvantage of the unwritten constitution, which we also know as the demerit, is it is difficult for citizens to know their constitutional rights and duties since they are not written down in a document. Just like the written constitution, which I said that as a citizen you can actually refer back to it to study, to know more about your rights, because the document is visible, is there. But that of unwritten constitution, the document is not there. Many citizens find it difficult to know their constitutional rights and duty since they are not written down in the documents. It's also bring about confusion and conflicts. And one major demerit of it again is that it can be reviewed at any given time, meaning that a particular set of people can take advantage of it to review or to change the constitution for their own selfish gain. Example of such country that make use of the unwritten constitution is the Great Britain, while example of such country that make use of the written constitution is Nigeria, Ghana, America also make use of the written constitution. The next one here is rigid. Rigid constitution is this law, fundamental law of rule that is not easy to amend. There are those constitutions that are not easy to amend. It is very rigid. It's difficult. Example of such country that makes use of this rigid constitution is also Nigeria. It takes process for that constitution to what? Amend. And when it's not easy, we say that constitution is what? Known as what? Rigid. While the flexible constitution, or those constitutions that are very, very flexible, that can be easily reviewed, that can be easily amended, that can be worked on, that can be reflected back to at any time, and changes can be done because of its flexibility. Now, I also want us to look at some class activity here under what we just discussed. This class activity are questions gotten from our NECO Pass question 2015. I want us to look at the question and see how it concerns the topic we just discussed now on the board, Nigeria Constitution. The first question here says, Nigeria operates a dash constitution. What kind of constitution does Nigeria operate? The A says here, confederal. B says federal. C says federal. D says monarchical. And E says oligarchy. The right option for this question is federal. Nigeria as a country operates federal constitution. Now, question 2 says the rules and regulations of the country is written in a book called dash A. Constitution, B. Court judgments, C. Law book, D. Law reforms, E. Penal code. From what we just discussed, we should be able to pick the right option from number 2. 3 says, the fundamental human rights of a citizen are enshrined in a document called A. Bill, B. Bylaws, C. Constitution, D. Decree, then E. Diary. We should be able to pick the right option from this option given to us from what we just discussed earlier. Then number 4 says, flexibility of the Constitution means that its amendment process is A. Cumbersome, B. Difficult, C. Easy, D. Impossible, then E. Possible. We just discussed flexible Constitution here, and from our discussion, we should be able to highlight or pick out the best, this correct answer from those options. I picked this question out from our past question for us to take most of our past question serious and to take this class very serious, because every topic we discuss or we have discussed in your class or previous class have 1 or 2 questions that will be picked out from there for your exams. The next we'll be looking at will be your assignment, take home assignments. I want us to, as we are at home, I want us to look at these assignments. Discuss legit and flexible constitution. Number 2 says, state the type of constitution in Nigeria. We just did few discussion on written, unwritten. I gave us the merits and demerits of them. So I want us to look at the rigid and flexible constitution. Give us more idea of what it entails and state the type of constitution in Nigeria. I will urge us all to always study, go back, don't assume because you are in JS3, you can forget about what you've been taught in JS1 and JS2. Go back to your previous classes notes, study hard, and get yourself equipped and ready for the forthcoming NECO and WAEC examination. I'll see you students in the next class as I wait for your answers to the assignment given on the board. Thank you.